So at 14 years old, well, first of all, my wife and I are basically the same age. So can I say 50-ish? And so what was going on in our lives was happening at the exact same time. So I had a brain aneurysm at 14 caused by a brain tumor, which was removed when I was 15. And when they removed the tumor, they cut my facial nerves. So the left side of my face is paralyzed, and they cut my hearing nerves, so I'm deaf in my left ear. And at 15 years old, how you look kind of means a whole lot in this crazy world we're living in. So it created a kid with an incredible sense of insecurity and low self-esteem. At the same time, I'm going to try and tell these stories at the same time. At the same time, my wife is living in Bossier City as an alcoholic father, and gets pregnant at 15. If I deliver Meals on Wheels and then I go tell all the physicians and referral sources that I'm 25 years old and look at me, I'm so special because I deliver Meals on Wheels, then they might give me business. So this crazy thing happened in the middle of delivering Meals on Wheels. Is I would go to these homes, and these little, most of them ladies, little old ladies, would tell me to set the food down and sit down and talk to them. And I would sit down and talk, and it was a casual conversation. It was, where's your husband? How long has he been passed away? Do you have any kids? Where did you live your whole life? What did you do for work? And then I would go to the next lady, and the next lady would do this. I would do the same thing. Well, after a few weeks of the same women and a couple of men, the ladies would always say, "Hey, honey, can I give you a hug?" And they would give me a hug, and they would they would say, "I'll see you next week when you come back next week." And I kept going to my car, and it was really weird because I was having like these feelings that I don't know that I had ever had, that if I died today, there would be a group of people that were kind of sad, because I don't know that I ever thought, my parents or anyone else really cared. I felt like I was a little bit of a burden to everyone, but these old people that I took this food to and really sat and just had a conversation with, they acted like they really, really liked me. So in that moment, I decided that was God's way of nudging me to say, hey, John, I needed you to serve seniors, and I couldn't have gotten you to go do it unless you went through the suffering that you went through, so that when you got here today delivering this meal, you would recognize and appreciate the beauty in the elderly in the elderly population. So because of that, I said, I'm going to go do this for a career, and put together a business plan to go open an assisted living facility. And then the next year, I guess right before I turned 27, I opened a small assisted living facility up in McKinney. A couple of years later, I bought another one, and then somewhere in this process, I met LaNell, who, with 3 kids, went and put herself through nursing school, and then became a home health nurse. And then in the process of being a home health nurse, met me, and I guess because it was meant to be, we started dating, got married, and I convinced her to getting back into home health and hospice, and we opened our own companies doing home health and hospice. I started a software company because my father had passed away, and no one had ever recorded him telling his life story. And the only way my 2 youngest could ever get to know my dad would be through the stories that I told. So I didn't think that was a good idea for everyone else in the world. So I started a company that records life stories of seniors in assisted living facilities all over the country. And then fast forward to today. Today, that company, which is called One Day, One Day is a software platform that's used in about 3,800 facilities nationwide, and we're recording about 25,000 life stories a month. It's exactly what happened when I was delivering Meals on Wheels and everything changed for me. All I did was sit in a room of someone who felt lonely and tired, a little bit forgotten, not sure if they were important or if their story mattered. And that my conversation, right, I already told you what it was just simple stuff. My conversation with them for 20 minutes meant so much to them that every time I left, they would give me a hug and tell me, I love you and I'll see you next week. And now we have this mobile app doing that 25,000 times a month, which is just crazy to us that the way the whole story started is the way the software company is ending and growing. Oh, 100%, I got that.